Hi, guys, and welcome back to our spontaneous New Year's Day class of Transforming Relationships Through a Course in Miracles
with the Quinn.
with the Quinns. That's right. I almost forgot to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Holy Spirit.
We have moved our regular class night to Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. But last night was New Year's Eve, and so we didn't do class last night, thinking that we would be doing something fun for New Year's Eve, and we were doing something fun for New Year's Eve, but it wasn't what we thought we were going to be doing. But that's why we didn't do class last night. So we decided to do it today.
Here we are today on the 1st of January,
Mm-hmm.
and we were off walking on our hike this morning, talking about some of the course materials that Anna and I have been reading through.
And that we did last night
And
for New Year's Eve.
We did last night, New Year's Eve. And it came to us on the walk. What a great New Year's resolution it would be to make what we read this kind of catchphrase for our New Year's resolution going into this year. Every time as we get into class talking about something happened, we have a New Year's resolution to remember our catchphrase for this year. What's the catchphrase?
And this mantra, this truth phrase is what we've learned truly will produce a truly new year. You know, everybody says Happy New Year. Right. This is the way to have a truly new year. These ideas that you're going to hear from A Course in Miracles in this class, this is the way to have a truly new year, a truly new life, a truly new relationship, a truly new world. These ideas that you're going to hear today. And so, you know, the New Year's wish that I've been giving everybody is, may you have a truly new year in which you experience the miracles and the ecstasy that you deserve.
Right.
That's been my blessing for people for the new year. And this section is a truth that if you will accept and use first before you accept it, you will experience a truly new year and a truly new life. And I titled this, How to Experience a Truly New Life.
Right.
So that when somebody sees this, it won't say, how to have a truly new year. Oh, that's just a New Year's class.
Right.
I don't do New Year's resolutions.
That's just that new energy.
That's that New Year's energy.
New Year's energy.
That's a New Year's resolution energy. February. Exactly.
If not by the third week of January.
And so I didn't title it the New Year's resolution class.
Yeah.
I titled it How to Have a Truly New Life. Right. And so, yes, we would like to have a truly new year. But aside from that, this is a section where if you need a truly new anything, this is the way to have it, you know. And it's the last thing that you would think to do to have a truly new year and a truly new life.
Now, what we're going to read and hear today, coming into this new year, we hear all the time, as Anna said, Happy New Year. And what are we saying? The first word, happy.
And new.
And
happy.
That's wonderful that that our intention is that we would give the wish to each other, the wish of happiness. Happy. Happy.
Yes, happy.
Happy. And what we're going to hear today is by the applications of the principles that we're going to hear today, January 1st, coming into this new year, will show us the how to do happy.
Yes.
How to achieve happy.
Yes.
Not just say happy and then go, wow, I wonder how that could be possible.
Right.
That I could have a year that would be happy. Is that even possible to have happy year. I mean, last year wasn't that happy. I had the thing happen.
All those things
I
happen.
had that go on, and
Mm-hmm.
then you remember that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but is it even possible, or is that just a saying?
Right.
Happy New Year!
Right.
Kisses for all for
Right.
30 seconds.
It is just a saying, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
And if you were to have a year that truly was happy, where you
Mm-hmm.
could go, I feel happy,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't that be new?
Oh yeah.
That would be new.
For most people,
That would be
uh,
new.
that would be new,
Yes,
and
that would
that's
be.
why the sentiment on new.
Yes, exactly. So, and what you're going to hear today is is the opposite of what we've all been taught to believe, and it is the opposite of everything the world believes. So, and the reason that the world is not a happy place is because we don't believe this, because we haven't been taught this. Nobody here believes it, because nobody here has been taught it. And this is why the world is not a happy place. This is why our life is not happy. This is why we don't experience being happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. We're going to hear why. And so, what you're going to hear is the exact opposite of everything that you do believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't expect to hear something that you believe,
Right.
not only in this section, but in the entire Course in Miracles. If you
Yeah.
go to the Course in Miracles and you're expecting to hear what you believe, then you won't enjoy A Course in Miracles. You won't like A Course in Miracles. You won't accept A Course in Miracles, and you will not try to learn A Course in Miracles.
And if it's already what you believe and think and everything, then you don't need any teaching.
Exactly.
You are ascended master.
That's exactly
Move on.
right. That's
Carry
right.
on, grasshopper.
That's right. And the Course in Miracles tells us if you are not happy now, and generally speaking, it can only be because what you've learned in the past wasn't true, right? So, what you have learned in the past can't be true if it has not led to you being happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if your learning has not resulted in you being happy now, that means your learning has failed. Your learning has failed you. Right? The Course in Miracles says really the purpose of learning is to produce joy, to produce happiness, right? Why would you learn anything unless you wanted it to produce happiness? And so if if we are not experiencing happiness generally in our lives, it can only be because we did not learn that, and what we learned was false. So if you want to have a different experience, that means you're going to have to learn something new, which means you're going to have to learn something that you don't already believe now. If you want to have a different experience, that means you're going to have to think things and thoughts that you aren't thinking currently.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we don't like to hear things we don't believe, but
Right.
yet we want to be happy, and we want to have a new life and a new kind of relationship. We want to have a new life, but we don't want to hear things that we don't already believe. We don't want to have to learn something new.
Yeah, we don't want to try something new, even though it's a
Yes,
new year.
exactly.
And the results of
Mm-hmm.
what we have been doing
Mm-hmm.
hasn't led to us being happy.
Right.
Has not worked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we call stubborn. Is we go, well, I'm just going to keep doing
The same thing
the same
over,
thing that I've been doing,
thinking the same
which,
thing.
by the way, has not produced happiness,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right.
and expect a different result,
That's right.
which is not going to happen.
And that's the definition of
And
insanity.
total being insane is, but to try something different that you haven't tried.
Mm-hmm.
To try
Mm-hmm.
something different that you haven't tried, even though it may not make sense.
Mm-hmm.
what have you ever done before that you understood it from A to Z at the
Before you did
beginning?
it, before you
Yeah,
tried
before
it.
you even did it.
Right.
You're what they call a rookie. You're like the
Exactly.
reason they laughed at you because they're like they think they know something just because we show them how to turn that switch on there,
Mm-hmm.
but they have no idea how this whole factory works.
Right.
They're just a rookie.
It's like saying, I don't want to have to learn how to ride a bike because I don't know how to do that.
Or because
Okay.
I already know how.
Right.
I already know
When
how to be happy. Oh yeah, are you happy?
right, 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 right.
Well, if you are, then you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
And and Anna would encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. This
Mm-hmm.
this class I feel like is for truly all the weary and heavy laden. Are you weary and heavy laden? In other words, are you not experiencing a happy life?
Yeah,
Is
truly
your
happy.
life? I just wrote something this before we started class called the transformed house of horror. You can be having a house of horror, having a life that seems like everything's going wrong, and a lot of things appearing to be going to be gonna be going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have that house transformed
Mm-hmm.
into what? Happy. Happy New
Mm-hmm.
Year.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, rather than having a house of problems all the time, I'm transforming that because it's possible into a house where there's happy,
Mm-hmm.
there's joy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's possible.
Right. Absolutely. But to have something new and happy requires that you learn something that you don't know right now. And
Right.
that's where we all keep ourselves dumb.
Yep.
We all keep ourselves from growing. It's like, oh, I want to be happy, but I don't want to acknowledge there's something I don't know.
Right.
For starters, that's my
Yeah.
first block to learning how to be true, how to have a truly new life. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to acknowledge I don't know everything, even though it's obvious because I'm not happy. Right. But then that means you're going to have to hear things you don't agree with. You're going to have to learn things you don't know right now.
You don't understand.
And you're going to have to hear things you don't understand. And we don't like to do that because we think that our maturity and our pride depends on claiming that we know something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our pride and our maturity is like, I know something. I know a lot. I'm smart. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I know things. But if you're not happy, it means you don't know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what A Course in Miracles says, that truth and reality equals love and joy and happiness. So if you don't have love, joy, and happiness, that means you don't know the truth.
Right.
You're not bad. You're not wrong. You're not guilty. You're still 100% innocent and loving and lovable and perfect, but you just don't know the truth, because the truth and joy are one. If you knew the truth about yourself, you could only be happy. Okay.
All
So
right.
are you ready? All that to say, are you willing to have a truly new life, a truly new year, by listening to something that you don't already know and understand right now? Are you willing to learn something that you don't already know right now? So that's the way we're starting this class. This is how we increase one's motivation to hear something that you know you don't already believe. Okay. And so I want to start. I want to start with something from another chapter as a way to start into this, as a way to ease our way into something that can be considered extremely shocking and very hard to believe. So this is my way of easing us into it. I'm going to read from the text, um, uh, and then I'm going to read from the text, and this is what it says. It says, "This is the only thing that you need do for vision, happiness, release from pain, and the complete escape from guilt as you see it, all to be given you." Okay? So does that sound? Could anybody use any of that? Vision, happiness, release from pain, a complete escape from a feeling of shame and guilt. Okay, all to be given you. Here's how you do it. Say only this, but mean it with no reservations, for here the power of salvation, which means freedom and liberation, is. Okay. You say this: I am responsible for what I see. Okay. However, I'm seeing this, whatever I'm seeing, I am responsible for what I'm seeing. I choose the feelings I experience, and I'm deciding upon the goal I want to achieve. And everything that seems to happen to me, I ask for and receive as I have asked. Okay.
And when you're done with this section, that will make complete sense.
Exactly. Exactly. And so remember, it says to say this without believing it for one instant. So you don't have to believe it to say it. But if you say it, then vision, happiness, escape from pain, release from pain, and escape from shame will all be given to you. Okay. Then it says, deceive yourself no longer, that you are helpless in the face of what is done to you. Acknowledge but that you've been mistaken, and all effects of your mistakes will disappear. Okay. It's impossible that any of us be merely driven by events outside of ourselves. It's impossible that happenings that come to us were not our choice. Why? Because our power of decision is the determiner of every situation in which we seem to find ourselves by chance or accident. No accident nor chance is possible within the universe as God created it, outside of which is nothing. That means suffer, and you decided that guilt was your goal. And if you be happy, then you gave the power of decision to love, who must decide for love for you. Okay, so that is the essence of what we're going to be talking about today. That of course, in the teachings of A Course in Miracles is telling us that we are not victims of the world we see, and that how we see things is what determines our experience of them. You know, we are the ones determining what we're experiencing. So if I'm not happy, it means I chose to not be happy. It means if I'm happy, then I chose to be happy. I chose to see correctly. I'm not a victim of the world I see. Okay. So, and that, yes.
If I chose to be happy, that last part there, and you gave it, and you gave
the power of decision,
and you gave the power of decision
to spirit.
You didn't keep the power of decision. If you keep the power of decision, then it's not going to end up being happy.
Right.
It's going to be a house of horror.
Yes.
But you gave the power of decision to him who must decide for God for you. And that's how you undo the problem.
Yes.
That we're going to get to.
Right. Okay. So just wanted that to be our opening quote from the Course.
And that was from 21 for anybody that wants to go look it up. What was that section?
That section is chapter 21, section 2, called The Responsibility for Sight.
In the blue book.
Right, in the blue book. Okay. All right, here we go. So now we're going to read from, I'm going to tell you where we're going to be. Okay. If you are in the blue book, it's, oops, I wrote the wrong thing here. That's the wrong, edit. it's 27.
Yeah, 27.
27, 11. Okay, but if you're in the original edition, oops, if you're in the original edition, which then it's chapter 27. Oops, wrong one. It's like, okay, wrong one. Where were we? Do.
If you're in the annotated purple book,
which
Robert
is the
Perry edition,
which is the
or
original edition.
it's 2711. Just remember 711.
Okay, but if you're in the blue book,
2711.
If you're in the blue book, it's chapter 27, 8, 10.
Blue book
is chapter 27, section 8, paragraph 10. I guess I lost my thing where it says where we're at. Okay.
Well,
okay, I'll just do another one.
If anybody's in the chat, maybe if you could type it for us.
Yeah.
2711, the secret of salvation.
That's right. Okay.
And the reason salvation is a secret is because it's being a secret is something that's being kept hidden from you. And salvation is truth. Salvation is happiness. Happiness is being kept secret from us because we don't know how happiness works. We think we know how it works, and so we try to engineer it, and then it doesn't happen. And instead of taking accountability for what we did to make happiness happen, we blame it on our relationship, our job, our car, our dog, whatever, why the happiness didn't happen. On everything and anything except for where the source of us not being happy really came from.
Right.
And that's why it's a secret. A secret is something being kept from you. And up until now, it's been kept from us. What is keeping us from being happy?
That's right.
What's keeping us from being happy? What's a secret? Why is it a secret? Because I've been doing something else.
I've been hiding it from myself.
And so what does work is being kept secret from me because I've been doing something that doesn't work.
That's right. So we are going to be talking about the secret of happiness. Okay. It's like, what's your secret?
What's your secret?
What's your secret?
Why you
always so happy?
Always so happy.
Why are you always so happy? Why do things seem to work?
Are you guys really that happy?
Are you really that happy? Come on.
Just like that in public.
Exactly. We have had people ask us that. Are you guys really like that and all the time?
Right.
And so this is the secret of happiness right here that you're going to be hearing about. Okay. All righty. Let's having a little ego. Ego's so funny. Ego is defending so hard. So hard. Come on, y'all. All right. Okay. Defense. All right.
There we are.
Let's see. Ego. I think ego doesn't want us to say this. We literally said the secret of happiness is, and then bloop, the camera went out, the microphone went out. Of course.
The ego's like, and we're gonna keep it a secret.
Exactly. Don't tell the secret.
Don't tell the secret. That's why it's a secret.
Tell the
Don't tell
secret.
secrets, Anna and Greg.
Don't tell the secret. Don't tell the secret.
You know
Exactly.
You know what people think of people who tell the secret.
Snitches get stitches.
They can't be trusted.
Mm-hmm. Snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
You know, and we're about to spill the beans on the secret of real happiness, lasting happiness. We're about to spill the beans.
Yeah.
But it's only a secret that we've been keeping from ourselves, right? So this is the secret to lasting happiness, health, and wealth. This is it right here. This is the secret to how to have a truly new and happy life and relationship. Okay. And so here we go. And remember, you ain't going to believe it, and you're not going to welcome it.
If you're just coming on, we're in 2711 of the annotated and book with the pearls on it. And if you're in the blue book, I forget what you said.
I said 27, 8, chapter 27, section 8, paragraph 10.
Okay.
That is in the blue book.
Sorry that, like everything in the ego world, it has to be complicated.
Exactly. I'm sorry that it's so complicated, but there's a couple of different editions of A Course in Miracles. So that's just the way it is. All right. You know what? Anyway. Okay, here we go. Oh, the title of it is The Secret of Salvation. That's what I should put. The Secret of Salvation. Okay. All right. Secret of Salvation, which really means happiness. I'm going to put that. The Secret of Happiness. All right. Okay, guys, just so we know what we're talking about here. Okay. Here we go. Right. With all that intro.
Now we're going to actually read.
And we're actually going to read. The secret of happiness is but this, that you are doing this unto yourself.
And we always say that the first sentence answers the whole thing. And then it goes into paragraph after paragraph explaining the first sentence.
Yes.
That's what A Course in Miracles does. The answer is right there. That you are doing this to yourself. And all the misery that happens in our day-to-day life experience, none of us believe that at all. Right. This misery that's happening, I did not do that to myself.
Right.
I did not ask for that. I did not want that. I didn't seek it. Who would ask for that on themselves?
I'd have to
wish that on themselves.
I'd have to be insane.
Who would wish that on an enemy, let alone themselves? But yet it happened to me. And to be able to answer every single thing in our day
that's unhappy
with that I am doing this unto myself. In this section, we've heard that in workbook lessons, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing this to myself. It says it a million different ways that I'm giving the meaning to everything. But I'm doing this to myself. But this section gets into the meat.
Absolutely. And notice it's like the last, in the original edition, it's the last section of chapter 28.
Right.
No, I mean of 27.
Yeah.
You know, so it has allowed you to study the course for 27 whole chapters before it says that, even though it told you, like, I am responsible for what I see.
Yeah.
I have asked for what I'm experiencing. So it's already been teaching us this idea, you know.
And this gets into how you're doing that.
And this
How
exactly.
you're doing this to yourself.
That's right. Exactly. And remember what A Course in Miracles tells us at the beginning of the workbook lesson. The instructions for studying A Course in Miracles is you do not need to believe it. You do not need to understand it. You do not need to welcome it. You may actively resist it. You may find it quite you may find it
I'm finding you quite startling. But yeah, you might find some of the ideas.
And none of that
startling.
matters or decreases its efficacy.
Mhm.
All you have to do is use it, even though you don't believe it, even though you're not welcoming it,
Mhm.
and it will prove itself to you. Okay, so just remember that. The secret of happiness and liberation and freedom is that you are doing this unto yourself. No matter what the form of the attack may be, this still is true.
And what's attack? Attack is anything that takes away your joy,
That's right.
your happiness,
Yep.
your peace,
Mm-hmm.
your feeling of safe,
Mm-hmm.
your security,
Yep.
your well-being,
That's right.
your being stable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what attack is.
Anything that takes away your sense of security,
A
happiness.
sense of loss.
Exactly. That's an attack. Anything that doesn't feel good.
Right.
Right. No matter what the form of the not feel good, this still is true. That you are doing this unto yourself.
And isn't that powerful? Because what's the thought that comes to you if I told you, Anna, you're but doing this to yourself? What's the natural thought that just comes to you if you were to even accept that?
Well, let's see. If you were to say to me, I'm doing this to myself, and I don't want to feel better, ultimately, I would feel anger. I'd be like, how dare you?
My thinking is if I could accept that and believe that, I'm doing this to myself, oh, then I have the power not to do this
Exactly.
to myself.
Not ultimately, that's correct. What that means, what it means is if I have the power to choose this negative thing, if I am responsible for this negative thing, that means that I also have the power to choose something else.
Right.
And that's why it's ultimately your liberation.
Right.
Because, to say I didn't choose this for myself somehow is to say I'm a victim of the world I see.
I'm powerless.
And that is very disempowering.
Right.
That, when you say I didn't have anything to do with this just happened to me. Basically, you're saying I'm a powerless, helpless victim.
Right. I have no power.
I have no power.
I'm not like God. I have no power.
Right.
See how I'm a victim here?
Exactly.
This was done to me.
Exactly. We don't.
Could you imagine God, like
the real God?
That something could happen to where God would be a victim?
Right.
Go, I'm a victim.
I'm powerless.
Yeah, I'm powerless to this situation.
Right. And you only feel depressed, despair, angry when you feel powerless.
Right.
If you know you're powerful,
There's nothing I can do about it.
you know that there's the power, you have power in your choice and your decision, then even when you make a mistake, you're like, okay, well, let me choose something else. You're not upset about things that happen when you know that you are powerful and you can choose what you want to experience and how you want to experience this. I'm not going to be as upset about such and such happening if I know I'm still powerful and I can choose how I want to experience this and how I want to use this.
Right.
And I can choose to do things differently or think things differently next time so that I don't have to experience this again. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if I know that, then when something happens that I don't like, I'm less afraid of it. I'm less upset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, all right, I chose that, but now I still have the power of decision left to me. I'm still powerful. My choice is still powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So so the secret of happiness and liberation and freedom and wealth is this. I am doing this unto myself. No matter what the form of the attack, this still is true. Whoever takes the role of enemy and of attacker, still is this the truth. Whatever seems to be the cause of any pain and suffering that you feel, this is still true. Because you would not react at all to figures in a dream that you knew that you were dreaming. Let these figures be as hateful and as vicious as they may. These figures in your dream, they could have no effect on you unless you fail to recognize it is your dream in which this is happening. This single lesson learned will set you free from suffering, whatever form suffering takes.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful last line of that paragraph. This single lesson learned will set you free from suffering, whatever form suffering takes.
And it's
Wow.
that's why we're doing this January 1st. This is the cure all,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what suffering
Mm-hmm.
in whatever form
That's right.
that you're experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cure all for it.
This is
lesson learned. It's a
yes.
lesson.
It's a lesson.
What's a lesson? Something that you have to study.
Something you don't know now.
You don't understand it.
Something
That's
you
why
don't
it's a
understand
lesson.
right now.
It has to be
Mm-hmm.
learned.
It has to be learned. Right now, we suffer as if things are happening to us that we had no control over, right? If something happens to me that I don't like and I'm suffering, but I know I did it to myself, how much am I actually going to suffer? It's almost like the suffering is like, I'm a victim and I'm powerless and I don't know where this came from and I'm helpless and I'm powerless and it could happen again and I have no control. It's like the suffering is like I have no control over this.
Mm-hmm.
But something that you have control over, you don't really suffer with it. You're just like, that's stupid. I don't want to do that again. Let me make
Mm-hmm.
sure I don't do that again. Right? It's almost like the suffering goes along with I feel like I don't have any control over it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I know I have control over it and I know I'm doing something, I'm doing it to myself, I'm not going to suffer. I'm just going to change my mind. I'm going to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see? I never really saw that as much as I do right now about how the connection between the suffering of the negative thing and me feeling out of control, like I don't have any control over it.
Yeah, because all suffering is something that you have no control over.
Exactly.
If you had control over it, you wouldn't have this pain
Yes.
in your hip, or you wouldn't have this unexpected loss in your bank account,
Mm-hmm.
or you wouldn't have this all of a sudden problem in your relationship,
Right.
or down at the job,
Mm-hmm.
this going wrong.
Right.
If you had control over it, you'd just snap your finger
And go, I choose differently.
and that would be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound possible. Well, now that it's happened, it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a way to change the flow
Mm-hmm.
of the way it's going to go.
Exactly. Exactly. So the suffering ends as soon as I go, okay, I had something to do with this.
I did this to myself.
I did this to
somehow.
myself. And
I
now
don't believe that, but
and now I'm going to choose differently. That's when the suffering ends, right? Um, so yeah, so I don't suffer if I know I'm doing it to myself, right? Now you may say, well, I didn't make that happen. I can't make that happen. I'm not God.
Other,
But
other people, 'cause
right,
I keep hearing this in my head because I've heard it so many times, and so have you, is, well, a little child that is
right, yes, of
molested
course,
didn't ask
right.
for that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and yet the truth is the truth.
Right.
Is
Exactly.
is how did that experience come about though?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
that experience came about, it was attracted somehow,
Right.
and
Before
so
before it was
yeah,
born. I always tell people when they ask that question, always comes up when we're
yeah,
talking anything about personal responsibility, which is what A Course in Miracles talks about, is that there may be baby bodies, but there's no baby souls.
mm-hmm,
And the being that you see in a baby body, that's a soul that is not a baby. That's a soul who is choosing their experience
mm-hmm,
and has chosen their experience for the purpose of learning.
mm-hmm,
And so what you're seeing there is not a soul that just started a few years ago.
right,
You're seeing a soul that has been in a learning process of just choosing and deciding for no telling how many
an
lifetimes.
eternal soul,
Exactly, an
and
eternal
it
soul.
has been eternal, and it remains eternal. It's in a
Yes.
learning phase of its eternal existence.
Exactly, exactly. So, A Course in Miracles really does assume that we are eternal souls
Mm-hmm.
who are here again in a body to learn what we did not learn in our past lifetime. You know, what we didn't learn, now we're here again in a body to hopefully make a different choice and have a different kind of experience.
Yeah.
You know,
We're not physical beings having a
Mhm.
spiritual experience.
Right.
We're spiritual beings having a physical experience.
Exactly.
And that physical experience is a development.
Yes.
It's a development process.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we were told uh, that we were being made into the image of God. Made as a process. It's made as a development.
Mm-hmm.
When did you make that, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started on it
Mm-hmm.
last week.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished it this morning. I made it. But how
Mm-hmm.
long did it take you to make?
Mm-hmm.
Made into the image and the likeness of God is a process.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in that process.
Mm-hmm.
We think it's a bad thing, but it's just natural. It's development, like a fetus being made into the image of a human.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process for 9 months it goes through before it's ready to even come out. And even when it comes out, it doesn't know nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're not even to the don't know nothing
Yes.
stage yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the stage of development. We're in the stage of learning such basic elementary truth of how reality works.
Exactly.
You're not ready to come out of the womb if you haven't learned that everything you give is given unto yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't learned that one, then you're going to give stuff that you don't want because you think it's separated. What I give is given unto myself. Doesn't affect me what I give Anna, even though I'm 100% connected and joined with her. And as I give to her, I receive back. And I have an investment in everything I give to her because it's an investment of what I'm giving to myself. That's how we're in relationship, not because we're married, but because we're joined and we can't help but be joined. And we have to learn the very basic, fundamental
Truths.
fetus level
Yes.
truths. And then we're going to be ready to come out into reality to where we're not going to be harming others and especially ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're ready to be a part of the family
That's right.
and to partake
Mm-hmm.
in reality.
That's right. Exactly. And to say that I have chosen this this thing that doesn't feel good,
Right.
to say that this person chose that negative experience that they had that they had
Right.
does not mean that that person deserved it at all
Or is guilty.
or is guilty. No one deserves to be attacked. No one deserves to suffer. Nobody. And to say I am responsible for this does not mean that I am to blame for it or I deserve it. It just means that I have learned falsely about myself. I learned falsely that I was guilty and that I deserve punishment. And so I unconsciously was asking for punishment as if I was guilty because that is what I learned. But that doesn't mean that I do deserve punishment. That doesn't mean that I do deserve to be hurt. It just means that I learned falsely that I'm guilty and deserve to be hurt. And so I unconsciously attracted that and asked for that, whether that was asking for and attracting the parents I was born to, or that I unconsciously attracted and asked for an abusive relationship in my adult life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you believe that you are guilty and deserve punishment, it's because you learned that about yourself. It was never true.
Mm-hmm.
But those who believe, like, what do we tell children when they're little in our religions? You're guilty. We tell little children when they're born, you are guilty, and which means that you by default deserve punishment. And so the child grows up believing they are guilty, which means they believe that they deserve punishment. And so they unconsciously attract situations that hurt them, that are abusive, unconsciously. And so that's what A Course in Miracles is saying, is that we are unconsciously attracting punishment because of what we have falsely learned about ourselves as guilty and sinful.
We don't realize we're doing it.
And exactly, our religions, all the religions of the world teach us that we are guilty, that we are sinners.
They all join.
They all do.
They all have different names.
They all have different names.
All teach
the same
thing that makes you and me attract punishment,
which means
we don't
suffering.
Realize we're doing it,
right?
And that's why it's a secret,
right?
We don't realize we're doing it.
That's right.
And that's why it's a secret.
That's
because
right.
we've been taught that it's not connected.
Right.
The punishment.
Exactly.
Once we realize, another phrase that keeps coming into my head since we've been reading is this phrase, all power in heaven and earth has been given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now we think that just applies to one special Messiah or special child of God.
Yes. Or special saint.
Or, the elevated one. All power in heaven and earth has been given unto me. And that's what we're hearing today is all that is done unto me, I have requested.
Yes.
I have asked for. I have attracted. Once you realize that what you're doing, Greg, this punishment, all these experiences that are taking your peace away from you and making you upset, that you're doing this to yourself, then you do recognize, well, if I had the power to do that to myself, then I have the power not to do whatever it is that I'm doing to make that happen.
Right.
Which means I have the power to do something different.
Right.
And that's all power in heaven and earth has been given to me. And we're just barely getting into how do I have the power to not have the experiences that rob me of my peace, joy, and happiness then.
Right.
And we're just getting ready to dabble into that.
Very good. Okay. So yeah. So that's what the Course in Miracles is saying, is that our minds are powerful creators. Our minds produce according to what our minds believe.
Mm-hmm.
Our minds are extremely powerful, creative forces. The Course in Miracles says the mind never sleeps. The mind never loses its creative power. Never. The mind never sleeps. The mind is always creating. And so, whatever is within your mind is extending, your mind is creating.
Go over that one more time, because what you said, I felt it. I mean, I really felt it about being raised to believe that you are
right.
not
Okay.
good.
So the
Because
Course
that's why the mind's doing
exactly. And this is how it is that we're actually making the crap.
that. Right.
You know, so we've learned that shit happens and we're a victim.
Right.
And there's no connection
It happened to us.
between me, my mind, my choice, and what happens to me. That is what we have learned.
Right.
Okay. So here on earth is a bunch of victims, a bunch of angry, bitter victims who have no idea why what's happening to them is really happening to them.
Let's apply it to us.
Okay.
You and I can share in this.
Okay.
We both got sick.
Oh, you mean with the bronchitis and
Yeah.
pneumonia? Yeah.
And so we think that happened because the weather's changing. This happened to us.
Right. Yes.
And so we've been attacked because were we happy during that time period?
No, it was miserable.
No, it was miserable. And so, but and because we're like you guys, we were raised and taught badly. We're still dealing with what you're dealing with. Is the idea that we deserve punishment. We still believe that.
Right, exactly. So the Course in Miracles is telling us that our mind was created by God, which means our mind was created to be a creator. And there's no limits on our mind's ability to create, which means whatever we believe, our mind is creating. Our mind is like a big giant projector. And the beliefs are the movie film.
Yeah.
And so whatever movie film is put inside the projector, our mind, the creator, projects that or creates that. So we are literally creating our experience from the movie film, the thoughts and beliefs that are in our mind. Okay. Now, if you are taught from birth through your religion or otherwise that you are guilty, that you're a sinner, now what's being projected from your mind is the belief that you are a sinner, and everyone knows that sinners deserve what? Punishment. And so here we are projecting and requesting punishment because we believe that we're guilty, because that's what we learned falsely. And so here we are requesting punishment, and which also means being attracted to it. And so unconsciously, so here we are attracting unconsciously all this bad shit. But then going, oh, it's because the world is such a cruel place. Oh, it's because people are mean. Oh, it's because people are evil. And so here we are attracting punishment, attracting, negative stuff, attracting sickness, attracting lack, attracting it, creating it. And then and never seeing the connection between our beliefs about ourselves and what seems to be happening to us.
And we don't realize, the secret is we don't realize how we're attracting it.
No, we don't. That's the secret we've been keeping from ourselves.
And the way
we don't see the connection between our thoughts and what's happening.
And the way we don't connect it, the way we don't grab onto it, is I wrote a thing just before class, and it said, you're in this house, and this can be a house of horror or it can be a house of happiness. Either way, you have all power in heaven and earth. And you're in this house, and you and I have been taught. That's why we're innocent. We have been taught
Yes.
that
Yeah. That's
that
why
we
we're innocent.
deserve
I
a
love
house
that.
of horrors
Yes.
because we were born sinful. Why were you
Yep.
born sinful? Because of what somebody else did
Yep.
long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still to blame for that.
Yep.
God holds a grievance to the end of time, to generations after generations.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were born bad, you're born not innocent. And even if you do one of these things, say this prayer, get baptized, go on these days of service, even if you do all these rules or rituals or whatever to get yourself right, you still have to keep atoning
Mm-hmm.
for being bad.
Yep.
Because you're going to mess up this week, and then you're going to have to come back and do 7 Hail Mary passes at your church, or you're going to have to come to another church and do some confessions to your brothers,
Mm-hmm.
tell them what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the rituals and rules are of that organization,
Mm-hmm.
to what? Because you're bad.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you try to be right by doing the right rules, you still, because of your nature, have to
Mm-hmm.
mess up and come back and try to make it right somehow.
Yeah.
It's a continual progression, but the continual teaching is you're bad. You're naturally bad.
Yep.
So you naturally always deserve punishment.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do we fulfill that? And in this writing I wrote before this class just now, I wrote the way it works in our daily life is you come down the stairs, you slip on some water on the steps, and you because you slipped, you flew over and hit your head into this wall, and then you missed the next step and your ankle twisted on the step beyond that, and you twisted your ankle and flew sideways to the bottom of the staircase. Your shoulders hurt, your back hurts, and worst of all, you have a twisted ankle and you can't walk for 5 days on this ankle. It has to be put in a support brace, and you know how painful that is for days. And you think to yourself, well, the cause of this
Mm-hmm.
was
Was the water?
is
The
the
water on the stairs?
and also those steps are made out of wood, so that made it more
I see.
slippery. The wood, the
And
steps.
and by the way,
And-
who put that water
And who
there?
puts a wall there
Oh.
of all places for me
Mhm.
to slip and fall over?
Mhm.
If that wall wasn't there, I wouldn't have went
Right.
that angle and
And
missed the
then-
next step.
And then
And-
who put that water there?
By
Let's
the-
blame
yeah,
them.
We got to blame them because they need to hear a piece of
Mhm.
my mind,
Mm-hmm.
not clean up some water you spilled.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you hit the bottom of the floor, you have 5 grievances at a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize the way the house of horror works because it's a secret to you.
Mm-hmm.
This you've never been taught.
That's right.
That all this, the water, the wall,
The falling, the
everything,
tripping.
I did
Mhm.
unto myself.
Yes.
And how did I do it to myself? Because you remember, don't you, yesterday when I got that bill in the mail and it said I had an overdraft in my bank account, this check that didn't clear, and I have to not only pay that check, stupid check, but now I have to pay a what? How much penalty? And when that happened, I gave a grievance.
I cursed someone.
I cursed.
I condemned someone or something.
I condemned the world somehow.
Or
the Messiah comes to forgive the world, to release the world. But I come in this instant and I cursed it, I condemned it. And what I really did, and I didn't realize it's a secret, is in the house of horror, I planted another seed of grievance and of unhappiness. I didn't plant gratitude. I didn't plant thankfulness. I didn't plant thanksgiving. I planted a grievance. And then the next day I slipped on that water. I blamed it on the water rather than on the source of why that happened, which was the grievance yesterday of the overdraft. Oh, by the way, the overdraft came from the grievance of the flat tire I got on the highway the other days before that. And the flat tire came from me cursing my president or somebody in politics,
right,
and having a grievance with the government. and then before that grievance, you see what I'm saying? Is the cause is the cause of the cause of the cause. You you can't give birth to a dog through a cat. A cat will only give birth to a cat. A grievance will only give birth to a grievance. And so that slipping on the stairs is created. It manifested, as Anna just said. It attracted.
Yes.
Your mind of belief. Your belief is, I have a belief that this grievance is validated because of the water. I was attacked. I didn't do that. I didn't ask for that. I would never have put water on the steps for me to slip on. I would have never put that wall there for me to bounce off of. I would have put cushions on that wall for me to have, and pads for me to have a soft landing. Some pillows at the bottom if I was writing the story. No, but I wrote the story because I manifested it from my last grievance, which was manifested from the last grievance. And in the House of Horrors, it doesn't tell you the secret. It just wants you to be punished because it was made from a belief that
you deserve to be punished, that you are guilty.
Because I was born evil. I was born unright. I'm unright with God.
The whole belief system.
I keep doing unright, and every week I keep deserving more punishment. And this old belief, traditional idea of that keeps manifesting, and it sounds like blaspheming to say that. Well, Greg, that is true.
you are guilty.
Yeah, you are guilty. But is your life happy believing that way? Are you experiencing what Jesus in his time of ministry really said to people, that not only will you have life but more abundantly? Is that what is happening in the way that your doctrine is leading? Is your life becoming more abundantly happy? Is it becoming more freer? Is it becoming more you're doing what you want to do rather than what you hate doing? Is that what the fruits of your life really are? Because if it's not, it can change. And that's what this New Year celebration is it doesn't have to be the way whatever year last year or the years before were. This is a new year, which means this is a new opportunity. That's what New Year is. It doesn't have to be the way it was. It can be a new opportunity. And these truths that we're reading today are the guidelines that will get us to that new experience.
That's right. These are the new ideas that you can learn about yourself that will produce a new kind of life, a new year, a new kind of relationship, a new kind of experience, right? The old experience, the false learning, is that we are all guilty. That's what the religion of the ego, that's what the belief system of the world and the belief system of the religions.
You deserve hell.
That we've all learned that you're guilty. The starting point of the world's belief system is you are guilty and you deserve punishment because you're guilty. That is the foundation of the belief system of the world that we have learned. And we don't realize that that belief system is a belief system that has us unconsciously, secretly attracted to punishment, to attack, to suffering, and keeps it going. And so we don't realize the cause of everything that we're experiencing is our beliefs. Beliefs that we learned that were never true, that we are guilty and deserve punishment. And so, but in order to unlearn that belief system, we have to begin by understanding that what is happening to us in our world, the suffering, is coming from our unconscious beliefs. And that's what this section is all about. It's about pulling back the projection and going, okay, whatever I'm seeing, whatever I'm experiencing, that came from my beliefs about myself and about the world. That's where it came from. I don't understand that fully. I don't remember asking for that. Of course you don't. You don't understand that the belief in guilt is an unconscious request for punishment. You don't understand that. That's fine. That's what we're learning in A Course in Miracles. And so the way that the old belief system that I'm guilty and I deserve punishment is undone is now whatever happens to me that I don't like, I say to myself, even though I don't understand it or believe it yet, I say, I am responsible for this. I have requested this. This is not an accident. I may not understand. May not remember asking for that or understand how I may have asked for that, but I am responsible for this and I have asked for this. And now I'm asking for something else. Now I'm going to choose a different belief, right?
And the way that we ask for something else is by giving that grievance to Holy Spirit.
Yes,
we're going to learn the prayer before we leave today.
Yes,
but and what Anna read before class is really the prayer.
the responsibility for what you see.
It's not just taking. First step is taking responsibility for it.
That's right. That's
and
first.
Going, this grievance, slipping on this water on the staircase here,
this suffering,
it didn't come from the water. I did this to myself.
Okay, that's part one.
And Anna and I kind of laugh about this now because the old us wanted to go in our mind and find the grievance we must have made recently to have caused me to slip on the step on the water.
Right.
The new me, it believes that so much now, already knows that's true so much, has accepted that idea so much. The evidence that I slipped on the staircase is the evidence that I did have a grievance about something, somebody, or somewhere. And recently, in the last few days, I've had a grievance. And so as I gave a grievance, now I've requested from the universe, from heaven, from reality, a grievance. And slipping on the steps would facilitate that. Because I had a grievance with a political thing going on in the world the other day. And now I'm getting back the mail that I sent, a return of the sender,
right,
which is the grievance. And so I did this to myself. And oh, dang it, I keep doing this to myself. And then there is the second step of Holy Spirit, my higher loving self, God, whatever
Spirit
you want to put that to.
Right.
But the point is it's the demonstration of always the truth. You're not alone. You can't be alone. You're not separate. And so you're giving it back to truth
for correction.
For correction.
So the process goes like this. I have done this unto myself. I am responsible for what I'm seeing. And this came from my false belief that I learned about myself that I'm guilty and deserve punishment. And now I am giving that false belief that I'm guilty and deserve punishment, that unconscious belief, to love, to truth, to correct for me. And then I say, Spirit, please decide for me about the truth about myself. Okay. That is the corrective process. I am responsible for this. I have asked for this. I have done this unto myself with my false beliefs. And now I am giving my false belief to Spirit to correct for me. Please, Spirit, correct this false belief for me. Decide for truth for me about who and what I really am.
I think our mind is like we hear in the world a computer algorithm. That it recognizes data, and the data is you're guilty.
Yes.
You're born a sinner.
That's the input.
You're a bad person. Every week coming back and confessing you're bad, and then we'll tell you what to do to temporarily make you right again.
Yep.
But the point is, you're bad. You deserve
Yes.
punishment,
Right.
and that's the input.
Yes.
And so the data, the input, so it comes into the brain,
The
to the
processing
mind, the
center.
processing,
And
and then
and
the
then
processing center goes compute, compute,
hmm
and it is so powerful, being
hmm
godlike. It knows how to manifest it, and it goes guilty, deserve punishment, and
and it projects
and
that
the
out.
way that it produces it is it has to, it cannot punish you directly,
The ego.
and it, yeah, the but what it can do is present something for you to punish yourself. It's the only way it can make it happen, because you are the powerful being.
Not the ego.
It cannot overpower you, it cannot override
That's
you.
right.
You are the powerful being. You are the child of God.
It is
Of
not.
God, by the way, we said. We didn't say you're the child of the dwarf uh, with no legs and arms. We said you're the power of God. And the belief system can't overpower you, but it can get you to use your power
To choose
against yourself.
That's right.
And we don't believe that. We think, I would never do that. And that's why the enemy does what? Tricks you,
Deceives you.
deceives you. Those are deceptions. You would never do something that you're tricked to do or deceived to do. That's why you're deceived to do it.
You would never
You're
choose to
tricked.
hurt yourself consciously, but
Yeah.
you can be deceived to think that's what you want for yourself, thinking you deserve that.
The enemy of your inheritance convinces you first that you're guilty, you're born bad. Then it turns around and tells you, okay, you deserve punishment. And the only way it can inflict punishment on you is for you to give something.
First, for you to agree.
Because you're, as a godlike, all you do is give. That's all you do as a godlike being, is you're a giver. And so the enemy of our soul has to give us to give something, knowing that what all we give, we
is
give
given
to
to
ourselves.
ourselves.
And it uses that principle and goes, well, give a grievance. And it starts out with one grievance. And before class, this is what I feel like I was hearing from Spirit. We talk about the metaphor of the Garden of Eden, where it all began. When we were told that if we take of this fruit, then, in other words, when we do something, then we will be like God. And when we heard God has been holding something back from me, we feel attacked. We feel less than. We feel like a victim. We feel like something's been done to us. That's what it was that I heard. We feel, the beginning error was, we feel that something was done to us. And what was done to me? God did not share all knowledge.
God
with
withheld
me.
from us
God withheld all
a
knowledge.
secret.
God kept a secret from me. And so, how do you feel like when you're in a relationship and find out Anna has had this secret? She's never been felt, at liberty to share with me.
Right.
Or you feel like, wow, I thought we had a relationship.
Yeah, you feel betrayed.
We didn't have secrets.
Yeah, I feel betrayed.
So when you feel like you just heard for the first time in your mind, if I do this, then I will then have the knowledge of God. So in other words, up until this time, God has kept the knowledge of God from me. I haven't had that. I've been
betrayed.
And that error of thinking something's been done to you was the first grievance. And all that needed to happen to have the fall happen was one grievance ever. One grievance, because it's one seed. And that one seed was enough to reproduce of itself another grievance, another grievance, another grievance. And that's what created the world that we seem to be experiencing, a world of a million grievances, all came from the seed of one grievance. And the way you reverse it, you end it, is by taking your last grievance, doing something different than you've done with all the other grievances, wherein you thought that happened to you, and you take accountability and go, I did this to myself because this grievance came from my last grievance, and that grievance came from the grievance before it, and it's just a predecessor all the way to the beginning grievance. The first beginning grievance was the fall,
right.
And now I'm going to take the last one, which becomes now the first, all over again, because the first had that much power to do all that. I'm going to take the last grievance. I'm going to do something different instead of blaming it on the water spill, on something that didn't cause it. And I'm going to say, Spirit, obviously,
I did it to myself.
I did this to myself with some grievance that I thought was justified, which came from a different one, which seemed justified, which came from a different one. And I'm going to give you this grievance.
Yes.
And I want you to take this grievance. And there's got to be a better way than doing it this way.
Exactly. And that is how you break the chain.
And it's like a curse. A curse.
Yes, that's how you break the curse.
The first seed was a curse.
Right.
And this 2026 encouragement that Anna and I felt on our walk today, we were so excited. We were walking going, we have to do a special class today just because this is too powerful. This is too good. Break the curse.
Break the curse.
In 2026 of the next grievance that comes. Don't think one's not going to come. Just know it's going to come because it's showing up from the last one that we gave. And then when it comes, say, this grievance, Holy Spirit, what?
Well, when the next attack comes, when the next thing that you're experiencing that doesn't feel good,
right? That takes your peace,
right? When that next one comes, break the curse, and
let her up.
Instead of holding a grievance for it, take responsibility for it. So there's your two options. When the next quote attack happens, if you want to keep the curse going, then hold a grievance and blame it on someone or something else. That's how you keep the curse going.
The curse keeps going.
The way you break the curse is that you take responsibility for it and say, I have done this unto myself. No one has done this unto me. I have done this unto myself. And that was a mistake that I made, believing I was guilty. And then you hand that over to your higher self and you say, please decide for me about this. Please decide for me what is the truth about me, right? So you give that perception of attack, that negative thing, you give it to your higher self and you say, please decide for love for me about this. That's how you break the curse. Holding a grievance against what happened, that's keeping the curse going. Okay. Breaking the curse is saying, I did this unto myself. That was a mistake. And I give it to my higher self and I ask for the correction of my obvious belief that I'm guilty and deserve punishment. Okay. The so-called attack or the negative thing that happens, that's your evidence that you believe that you still believe you're guilty and unconsciously are attracting punishment.
Right. You're still in the old belief system.
And you're going to keep that cursed belief system going if you blame, if you hold a grievance around that, instead of saying, I have done this unto myself. I am responsible for what I'm seeing. everything that I'm experiencing, I asked for and received exactly as I have asked. And I was mistaken. And higher self, please decide for me
Mm-hmm.
about the truth about me and what I deserve. Okay, that's how you break the curse. That's how you break the grievance curse,
The loop,
the loop, the doom loop.
doom loop.
That's how you break the doom loop that you're in, where something negative seems to happen to you. You get angry, you blame, you curse someone else whom you think is responsible, and then because you have damned and condemned, now you have affirmed your illusionary guilt, which means now you've asked for more punishment. So then it
Yeah.
just keeps the doom loop going.
We condemn, and we receive back as we've given condemnation.
And then we use that to perceive that we're a victim, and then we curse and blame whoever we thought did it, and then which increases our perception of guilt, which increases our attraction to punishment, which means bad stuff. And then you blame whoever you think it came from, which unconsciously increases your guilt, which unconsciously increases your attraction to pain and suffering. That's the doom loop.
Right.
That's the curse. And the only way to break it is to say, I did this to myself. I'm responsible for what I'm seeing, and I'm responsible for what I'm experiencing. And I give this to you, Spirit, so that you can correct my perception and show me the truth about myself
Mm-hmm.
as innocent and not deserving punishment anymore. Okay.
And what that does is, now instead of that staircase slip, because now you've given it to spirit and the twisted ankle and bumping
Whatever the
off,
suffering may be.
whatever the suffering might be. And now you, instead of cursing the water on the stairs and whoever spilt the water and didn't clean it up, and instead of cursing the situation or the person, you now said that came from the doom loop, from me doing it to myself. I give it to you, Spirit, for correction. And what that does is, now the way it was going to be before you gave it over to Spirit was, it was now planting the next curse or the condemnation to come, because you condemn the water, you condemn the person. Now you planted more condemnation. It planted however many seeds, maybe 5, to show up in the next 2 or 3 days of your experience, more things, to condemn more things, to be upset about more things. But by giving it to Spirit, it like cuts,
it breaks the curse.
it at the neck, at the head of the snake, and goes, no more poison,
no more
venom.
No more.
We're not going to let you keep biting me.
This ends right here, right now.
Right.
This doom loop, this curse, where bad things just keep on happening to me and I'm experiencing myself as a powerless victim, that stops now. That stops right here, right now, in this holy instant, where I acknowledge I have done this unto myself. I am responsible for what I'm seeing. That was a mistake, and I'm asking for the correction of my beliefs about myself by love. I'm asking love to correct my beliefs about myself, that I'm guilty and that I deserve punishment.
And this
That's
isn't
it.
just saying Happy New Year. This is now participating in having a Happy New Year.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. All right. All right. Great ACIM lady. Thank you. I love it.
Wow.
Thank
you so much.
Right on. That's beautiful. We really appreciate that very much. And thanks for being here. This was a spontaneous class that we decided to do. And so, we know that nobody knew we were coming on. We didn't even know we were coming on today.
Yeah.
Until Spirit told us.
We were just hiking through the woods with our dog on our walk this morning, and we had just read
Spirit
the section last night, and we really felt the same thing, that this is how to have a
Yes.
happy new year.
This is how to have a truly new year. This is how to have a year unlike the past.
Mhm.
This is how to have a life unlike your past. This is how to have a relationship unlike the past, where you break the doom loop, where you break the curse that you had been holding on your own self, that you had cursed your own self with, thinking that you just lived in a harsh, mean world.
Right.
This is the way to have a truly new year and new life.
Mhm.
Something that's actually different. Do something different. Take responsibility for what's going on in your experience. Acknowledge you must have been mistaken about the truth about yourself, and ask for the correction of your beliefs about yourself as guilty and deserving punishment. Do
Mhm.
something different and have a new year and a new life.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, we have 5 minutes left. Well, and I mean, we could just go on
Yeah,
if you
it's
want. You
a.
just want
I
to
was
go
gonna
on?
say it's a New Year's. You
Okay,
can
we'll
turn
just
us on off anytime you want,
exactly.
and so
So we'll
we're
just
not
go
under
on.
any rules today.
All right. Okay, we're not under. Did you hear that, everybody? We're not under any rules today. We can go as long as we want.
That's right.
Okay. Well, then let's go to paragraph 2 then,
Let's do
shall
it.
we? Okay. Here we go. It says, uh, your higher mind, the Holy Spirit in you, the voice for God in you, the voice for God in you will repeat this one inclusive lesson of deliverance from your
That I
suffering.
did this to myself.
The voice for God will repeat this one inclusive lesson of deliverance from your suffering. I'm doing this unto myself until you have learned this one inclusive message of deliverance from suffering. Until you learn it, and the voice for God in you will repeat this one idea, this one inclusive lesson of deliverance from suffering, regardless of the form of suffering that brings you pain. So whatever the form of suffering that brings you pain, whatever that is, your higher self, the voice for God in you, is going to repeat this one inclusive statement. I have done this unto myself.
Mm-hmm.
And your higher self's going to say, you have done this unto yourself. You are innocent. You were mistaken, and you can choose again. And the voice for God in you will repeat this lesson that delivers you from suffering until you accept it, and are released from suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Your higher self will always be saying to you, you've done it to yourself, you are innocent, and you can choose again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be its one answer. This is, what does it say? It says, the voice for God in you will repeat this one inclusive lesson of deliverance from suffering, no matter what your suffering is, until you have learned it.
And see, we were taught to pray, right?
Yes.
Pray to God.
Oh, please, God, save me from this, God. Oh, please, God, I promise I'll be better. Oh, God, if you do this, God, I promise I'll go to church or synagogue or the mosque every day.
And we pray about this as if it's been done to us.
Yes.
And today we're hearing that doesn't matter what the problem is,
what the suffering is,
who the whodunit was,
yeah,
or where it was done at.
Doesn't matter what the suffering
situation.
is.
It doesn't matter. Isn't that nice? There's one answer.
Mm-hmm.
And the one answer to all problems.
Mm-hmm.
And the Course says there's one answer to all problems.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one answer, that you did it to yourself.
Right. And you're innocent.
Yeah.
And you deserve loving correction.
The reason we're innocent is because
yes,
we were badly taught.
Yes, exactly.
We were badly taught that we're guilty.
Yes, right.
And of course, the guilty deserve punishment.
Of course. Everybody knows that.
And the way that we know in our brilliance of our unconscious mind, we know how to punish.
Yes. Oh yeah, honey. We're good
And
at
so
it. Real good.
Give guilt, give condemnation, give ill judgment, and you'll receive all those things back. And what better way to punish somebody than to give them condemnation? So how do you give them condemnation? Get them to give condemnation.
Right.
And if they give condemnation, then you know they're going to get condemnation.
Right.
So all you got to do is trick them into giving, giving some condemnation, giving some guilt, giving some lack, giving some whatever they don't want back. And that will punish them and punish them. And once you get the loop going, it just runs on its own.
Until you decide otherwise.
We were laughing up before class about if there was a Satan, if there was an ego,
the
right?
devil, the ego.
The devil's sitting there going, hate me. Wants you, loves it when you hate the devil, because when you give hate, it knows you'll receive hate back.
Exactly.
Like, come on, give some hate.
Hate me.
You
come
know
on.
You want to hate.
You know.
Come on, you know you want to hate me. I'm evil. I'm bad.
I want to hurt you and kill you. So hate me.
Give some hate. Come on, give it. I don't even care if you give it to me. Just give it, because I know once you give that hate, boy,
then you're going to believe you deserve that hate.
You're going to receive a big cake of hate back.
Right. So the ego wants us to hate it.
And then when the hate comes back, you're going to blame it on whatever the delivery system of that hate came to you.
Exactly.
Thinking that's what brought the hate.
That's right.
Not realizing, oh, the hate came from me originating it.
No, the attack came from my hate.
From me being the God maker of it. And when I was the God maker of it, I was the God receiver of it.
That's right. Exactly. Hi, Diana, Dimples Miracles. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, Diane. Good to have you here. So glad that you made it.
I love it. And Diana, we are in
chapter 27.
Chapter 27
of the original.
Now, if you have the blue covered edition, it's chapter 27, section 8, paragraph 10, and then we're on paragraph number 11 now. So, okay. So let us know where you're. So we're in in the blue book. The title of the section is, let's see what that is, so that you know what the section title is. So, I don't know where it is, but it's chapter 27, section 8, paragraph 10, and now we're in paragraph 11 in the blue book.
And the annotated, we're in 27:11, and now we're in paragraph 2.
And the annotated is the original edition. So there's many different forms of the original edition. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So we're talking about the secret of salvation. Okay, great. So we're talking about the secret about how to stop attracting negative things into your life that feel like an attack on you. This is how to break the doom loop of attracting attack into your life. This is the way to break that doom loop, where you attract in the punishment in the form of some kind of suffering, and then you hold a grievance, you attack it, and then which increases your guilt, which increases your attraction to more suffering. This is how you break the attraction to suffering. Okay. So the Course in Miracles says suffering is not an accident. Suffering happens because we're attracted to it. We're asking for it because we believe that we're guilty and deserve punishment. And then attacking that grievance, holding grievance keeps it going. This is how to break that cycle. Okay. All right. So now we're on paragraph 2, and it says, the voice for God within you will repeat this one inclusive lesson of deliverance from suffering until this one lesson has been learned, regardless of the form of suffering that brings you pain. And what is that one inclusive lesson? It is that I am doing this unto myself. Okay. So whatever hurt that you bring to the voice for God in you, the voice for God in you will make answer with this very simple truth. You are doing this unto yourself. Because this one answer, I am doing this unto myself, takes away the cause of every form of sorrow and of pain. And the form of your suffering does not affect the voice for God's answer at all, because the voice for God in you wants to teach you only the single cause of all of your suffering, of all of your pains, no matter what the form of your pains.
Now,
Exactly.
that's why I say this, you want a 2026 New Year's
Resolution that
miracle.
will produce a new year.
This will produce the miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to that sentence again.
Mm-hmm.
Sentence 3. For this one answer,
Mm-hmm.
not a bunch of steps. It's not complicated.
Mm-mm.
Whatever grievance comes to you, the next grievance that comes,
the next suffering that comes.
I must have done this unto myself. It doesn't matter if you understand how you did.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught up in that.
Yeah.
Well, how would I have asked for this? This is bullshit.
And it doesn't matter the form of the pain. It doesn't matter the form of the suffering.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Never asked for this.
Right.
This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would have asked for this.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the grievance comes, the upset comes, the anger comes, the pain comes, I have done this unto myself.
Yes.
And listen to this. For this one answer of doing that.
The one answer called I'm doing this unto myself.
The reward takes away. What does it do for us doing this simple? It seems like it would do nothing. One
statement, I'm doing this unto myself.
Takes away the cause.
Yes.
What was the cause? The last grievance before that?
Me, my choice.
The last grievance before that, where I chose to believe this was happening to me, that I'm a victim, I've been attacked. And so now that I've been attacked, if you truly were attacked, you would have a right to have a grievance. Right. And so now you planted a grievance. And that was the cause. Well, it's like it goes back in time by doing that, and it pulls that seed, that grievance, out of the soil. And you're like, but it still happened. This bad thing still happened. You don't need to worry about that. Somehow, some way, this situation is being transformed, because now the cause of it has of every form of sorrow
has been removed,
and of pain is being taken away.
Right.
That's the miracle.
Yes.
It's a miracle when you can go back into the past and remove a grievance that I planted.
Remove the cause.
2 days ago.
Right.
I shouldn't have planted that grievance. I made a mistake. I did it because there was a part of me that thought I deserved punishment, and the way it was going to execute that punishment was bring before me a grievance for me to agree with, so that I could receive another grievance today.
Yes.
And it's going to take away
the cause of the suffering.
That's powerful.
That's really powerful.
That is having all power on earth. I can go back to the past, and even though I made a mistake, and I can have it corrected, because I can have that mistake removed. You're out of here.
And you can, better yet, have the cause of the mistake removed. You know, the cause of it is my belief that I am guilty and that I deserve punishment for that guilt.
Right.
You know, in other words, the cause is my choice. I have done this unto myself. You know, what's the cause of this? My choice, my belief, and we can allow that cause to be removed forever from our mind. by giving our hurts, our suffering to the voice for God in us to be corrected.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And now the form of your suffering or sorrow does not affect love's answer at all. Love will always be saying, "You did this unto yourself. It was a mistake. Let me correct it." Whatever form of your suffering is, the answer is still the same. The form of the suffering does not affect love's answer at all, not one bit. Because love would teach you, but the single cause of all your sufferings, no matter what form they take. And you will understand that miracles reflect the simple statement, "I have done this thing, and it is this I would undo." Miracles come from this simple statement. Miracles come from the simple. When you say, "I have done this unto myself," you will see miracles that came just because you said, "I have done this thing, and it is this I would undo."
And that's why I said earlier, when you realize that you did this, well, if you had the power to do this, then you obviously have the power to not do this.
Exactly.
To not to undo this.
That's exactly right.
Like, well, you locked the door on yourself inside your room.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Well, what does that mean?
If I'm the one that locked the door
Myself, then what that
then
means
maybe I can unlock the door and be free to leave the room.
Right. But if I'm not willing to acknowledge that I'm the one who locked that door, then I can't acknowledge or realize that I have the power to unlock that door.
Right.
So saying I did it to myself is the only thing that informs you that you must also have the power to do something else.
Right.
If I didn't have the power to make that problem or suffering, then I don't have the power to undo it.
And the power, again, we've already heard, is giving it to our higher loving self, Holy Spirit, to God.
Yep.
Our comforter, our counselor, and giving the grievance and say, "I must have done this to myself," and that is and I will undo it. That's how I undo it. It's not by me doing something about the situation. It's not about me saying something or making a phone call or changing anything that happened. It's about me giving it to Spirit. That's how I undo it. I'm the one that made the problem. I can fix it by giving the problem away,
Right.
not by keeping it and trying to figure out how to fix it. By giving it away and saying, "Holy Spirit, this situation that just happened to me, I must have did this to myself, and I give it to you for correction."
Yes.
And Spirit's gonna work a freaking miracle.
A miracle.
And the reason it's a miracle is, what's a miracle? A miracle is something that you couldn't do
For yourself.
right. And it was something that you wouldn't have expected. That's why it's a miracle. A miracle is something out of what you believe time and space can do.
Something that transcends the laws of time and space.
And what's out of time and space is the ability to go back and remove what caused this.
Yes, right.
And when you remove the source of it, the seed that was planted, now you have an empty hole, room for a new seed to be planted. That's the miracle.
Exactly.
Spirit's like, "All right, thanks for giving it to me. You did your part."
That's right.
And I love how it said it's so simple. And you will understand that miracles, plural, reflect the simple statement. You want to have plural miracles
I
in
do.
2026?
I do.
Miracles are showers of joy and happiness. That's what miracles are.
And they are deliverance from suffering.
Right.
So anywhere you're suffering and you get delivered from that suffering, that's a miracle.
Miracles reflect the simple statement, "I have done this thing," whatever this thing is.
This suffering.
And it is this I will undo.
Would undo.
Bring then all forms of suffering to Holy Spirit. That's the undoing.
Yes.
In
That's
paragraph 3.
I've done it to myself, and now I'm going to bring this suffering to the voice for God within me.
Yeah, 2 simple steps.
That's it. That's it.
Is the acknowledgement I did this to, you know, there's a scripture that says confess your sins to one another. That's how you confess your sins. I must have did this to myself.
That's how you confess.
Because I believed I was guilty. I deserved punishment. So I lined up with guilt and grievances.
Unconsciously.
And then that produced more guilt and grievances into my experiences. So I must have did this to myself. I give this unto you, Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit not only stops this,
this
but
one
goes back in time and breaks it from the root.
Amen.
From where it was originated.
Undoes the cause.
Yeah. And then wow.
Yeah.
And you won't know what's going to happen. You don't know
but it's
how
gonna
that's
be
going to
right.
change anything, what
it's
the
going to be
effects
good.
are. But it's going to be good.
It's going to be a miracle.
And when it does, you'll realize these ideas do work.
They are true.
They do work because somehow
I was delivered from that suffering.
All of a sudden I started experiencing joy, even though my ankle was sprained. All of a sudden, because it was sprained, I had to stay at home because I was home. This was happening, and then that happened. In other words, what was made for bad was turned into good.
Exactly.
And then you realize, oh, even though that grievance created this sprained ankle, out of that sprained ankle, now instead of me getting a broken back on top of it because I was mad about the sprained ankle and gave grievances and planted more grievances with that to create more misery down the road, I cut the curse. I threw it out into the trash bin, let Holy Spirit take care of it for me. And now because of the sprained ankle, that led to, only because of that having had happened, to this amazing experience that wouldn't have happened without that have happened. And all of a sudden now something of gratitude has been planted, because that's what happens when we give it to Spirit, is a seed of gratitude is planted, because Spirit's grateful we gave it to Spirit, and God thanks us for doing that. And then now all of a sudden gratitude happens. And what happens when gratitude comes? Then we have more gratitude, and we're now
more to be grateful for.
And now not only is the curse broken, we're planting rightly, as the planters of love would do, as love would extend. That's the way love in its natural origin would extend, is just keep planting thanksgiving, gratitude. And it was only severed and broken the day that one grievance ever came into play.
And one grievance which is a belief that we are a victim.
Right.
Beautiful. All right. So paragraph 3, well, in the original edition, I don't know what paragraph it is in the blue book, but bring then all forms of suffering to the voice for God in you, who knows that every form of suffering is just like all the rest of the forms of suffering. The voice for God in you sees no differences in the forms of suffering in which you suffer.
They all came from grievances.
They're all, exactly. And your higher self, the voice for God in you, will teach you how each form of suffering is caused. The voice for God in you will teach you how each form of suffering in your life is caused when you bring it to the voice for God in you. Not one form of suffering has a different cause from all the rest of the forms of suffering. And all the forms of suffering in your life are easily undone, but by a single lesson truly learned. All forms of suffering in your life are what? They are undone, but by one single lesson truly learned. What is that lesson? I am doing this unto myself. healing and deliverance from your suffering is a secret you have kept only from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom, your suffering being undone, is a lesson that you have kept only from yourself. The universe proclaims it so. So the universe knows that you did it to yourself. And the universe knows that as soon as you bring it to the truth, the voice of God in you, that it will be undone. But that you don't know that it's true that you're doing it to yourself, but the universe knows it. The universe proclaims it so. But to the universe's witnesses, you pay no heed at all because because the universe is witnessing to the thing you don't want to know. You don't want to see the witnesses that demonstrate that you are doing it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The universe witnesses, they seem to keep this truth secret from you. Yet all you need to do is learn that you chose but not to listen, not to see. So the universe is like, hey, you're all powerful. You choose what happens to you because you're powerful. You're a powerful creator. You choose what happens to you because you're a powerful creator. The universe witnesses that. But the witnesses of the universe witnesses that demonstrate that, you don't pay any attention because you don't want to believe that. We don't want to believe that we're powerful, so powerful that we choose what happens to us. We want to believe that we're powerless victims who are justified in our bitter grievances.
It makes sense when you hear the saying now that God's people perish for lack of knowledge,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because the knowledge is that they think they're been attacked,
Right.
that they're a victim.
Right.
They don't have the knowledge that they're doing this to themselves.
Right.
And they don't, because they don't have the knowledge of how
Mm-hmm. They're
how
doing it
they're
to
doing this.
themselves.
As they give,
Mm-hmm.
so they receive.
Right. Right.
How they're doing this to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for lack of knowledge, they perish.
Right.
And here we are, on a silver platter being handed,
Mm-hmm.
spoon fed,
The knowledge.
so
Mm-hmm.
that we don't have to go the way of perish. And what is
Mm-hmm.
perish? Perish is any time that you're not
Suffering
happy.
means suffering.
Yeah, when you're not happy, you're perishing.
Right. Exactly.
If you're miserable, you're
Mm-hmm.
perishing. Why?
Exactly.
Because God created you
Mm-hmm.
with the function
Of being happy, which means not suffering.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're doing outside of the will of God,
Mm-hmm.
you're perishing because you're not
suffering.
fulfilling your function.
Exactly. So the universe is witnessing to you that you're doing it to yourself and you're powerful and you can choose otherwise and have a different experience. But to the universe's witnesses, you pay no attention at all because that's not what you want to learn, right? You want to learn how you are a victim and how you are justified in your grievances, and which means you're wanting to learn how to suffer more.
And to be a victim.
Exactly.
And to be powerless.
Exactly. Right. So then the last paragraph is how differently will you perceive the world when you recognize that you are doing this to yourself?
Yeah. Then the world totally changes because if you hit the floor, this is how you know you're waking up. This is how you know you're maturing and you're teaching.
Mm-hmm.
That you're advancing and you're learning.
Mm-hmm.
Is when you hit the floor from slipping on that water on the staircase, the first thought that comes to you is, oh man, somehow I did this to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's your evidence now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only way I've been attacked is I must have attacked first.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have attacked first.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have given attack first.
I must have believed I deserved attack because I'm guilty first.
Yeah. And you don't have to feel guilty when it happens. Again, remember, it's like getting all this old filthy dust off of us. We haven't had a shower in millennia of truth. We've had all these lies clinging on to our 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 being, of that we are bad, that we're born evil.
That's what we learned.
That God's mad at us.
From
That
day one.
We deserve punishment.
There's something wrong with
that
us.
We deserve to be in hell and being tormented.
Yep.
That's all deserving of what we deserve.
That's what we learned.
We're so bad.
That's what we learned.
And even when we get ourselves right, we fall and we're bad again, because it's our nature. We just can't help it being bad. And when something's bad, it does deserve punishment.
Exactly.
And so when you have that ingrained, and when you hit that floor, I must have did this to myself, you could also say, dang it, that old teaching is still in me.
Oh, I still unconsciously believe I'm guilty and deserve to suffer.
I still believe I'm bad. I still believe that God's mad at me.
Right.
I still believe I deserve punishment. That's the evidence of it. Don't feel bad. It'd be just like, let's say a child was taken into captivity and brainwashed. And when they came out of being brainwashed, every time you go over to express some appreciation or love because of the brainwashing, what does the child do?
The child's like,
it goes, it
gets ready for abuse.
It reacts. And when we hit the floor from spilt water on the staircase, we react the old conditioning of, oh, it's the water's fault. Instead of realizing, no, all power on heaven and earth has been given unto me. I did this to myself. I can't be attacked. I'm a child of God. I have great power. I cannot be attacked, but I can attack myself. That's the ultimate trick. And as soon as I hit the floor, I don't need to feel guilty. Oh, that's that old programming that showing its ugly face again.
Yeah.
Here, Spirit. Evidently, I still believe in that old nonsense.
That old programming.
I did this to myself again. And Spirit's looking at us just like you and I would look at a child that was brainwashed and goes like this. We would be like, we would pull back slowly and gently from them, going, they're not ready yet. They still reacting to the old
programming.
Brainwashing.
The old abuse.
It's literally brainwashing of you deserve punishment. You're evil. You were born bad. And you're a filthy thing. And that old brainwashing keeps coming up. I hit the floor. I sprain my ankle. Oh, here you go, Spirit. I must have done this unto myself. And how'd I do it? From that old teaching. Somehow I gave condemnation again. You don't have to figure it all out.
Nope.
It's just, I love it. It's just, you need just to, when you do this one
simple thing,
this one
simple learning, this one simple lesson.
Yeah.
One simple lesson. I have done this unto myself.
Yeah. Doesn't make me a victim anymore.
Exactly.
I'm a powerful being.
Exactly.
And I'm acting a little crazy and drunk right now. All right?
But I'm still powerful.
Even in my drunk state of intoxication of lies,
delusion,
I'm still so powerful
that look what I can choose if I want to.
That I manifest, even if it's a horror house.
And even if it's not
of
true.
Pain and suffering.
And even if my essential guilt and deserving of punishment isn't true, my believing in it gives it the illusion of power.
Yeah.
Yes.
And boy, if I wake up to the realization, once you wake up to the real realization of I'm doing this, and then you get in alignment with I don't deserve punishment. I am loved by God. God's not separated from me, never has been, never was.
I deserve loving correction.
I deserve joy. I deserve happiness.
Yes.
I deserve peace. I deserve abundance. And you start gaining alignment and planning the manifestations of those thoughts and beliefs, then wow. But we have been trained for so long,
brainwashed.
the other way, that it's why it's a curriculum. It's why it's a learning experience. It's a process.
Takes time.
It takes time to unlearn.
Yes, it does.
The learned.
It takes time to allow yourself to be unbrainwashed after being brainwashed for a whole lifetime, maybe several lifetimes. Yeah. Earth is a belief system in sin and guilt and deserving of punishment. Now
a lot of people come to Anna or myself and they would say, well, that 8-year-old child that was abused, you're saying that they asked for that? Well, that 8-year-old child, long before they were 8, were told that they are bad.
Exactly.
And so there's a part of them that totally believes, even though what happened to them was horrible,
and they didn't deserve it,
totally believes there's a part of them that the world taught them.
Yes.
The world has a responsibility that is not owned up to.
That's right. Exactly.
The world has taught
that child
an illegitimate lesson here.
Yes, to that child.
All of creation.
Exactly.
And that child, long before they were 8 years old, some way, somehow, even if it wasn't from their own parents,
right,
they had heard and learned that they are not right, that they are bad, that they are evil,
right,
that they're separated from God.
Exactly.
And in that belief, brought forth to them
punishment
that they would even have requested.
Yes, right.
Unconsciously.
Exactly. Right, exactly.
Nobody would ever request that consciously.
That's right.
But manifest it. And I only went there because a lot of people go to the craziest examples you can come up with.
Exactly.
But that's the truth. It's not the child, it's the
belief system.
The evilness
of the belief system
of evilness that the world teaches.
Yes.
That's why the Christ said, I am not of this world. In other words, I don't believe these things.
Exactly.
That we were born evil, that you're bad and wicked and seek for punishment.
Right.
That's a doctrine of the devil.
Right. It is. Absolutely. And this is the ego's world. And so the Course in Miracles tells us that birth is not an accident, death is not an accident, and said that whoever has come here believing in illusions. Whoever chooses to be born here, this is Course in Miracles says that birth is not an accident, and whoever comes here is someone who came here because they believe the earth's belief system in guilt and sin, which means that they deserve punishment.
Before they ever came here.
That's what A Course in Miracles tells us about the world and birth into a body and birth into a body here. That's what Course in Miracles tells us, that it's not an accident. And the Course in Miracles tells us this is the ego's world. This is the world that teaches us that we are bodies, that we are guilty, that we deserve punishment, and that we can be hurt and can be killed. And so anyone who chooses to come here, of course, it's not an accident that you're born here. That birth here is a choice and death here is a choice, right? That's what A Course in Miracles tells us, which means anybody who is born here came here by choice because they are wanting to learn that they are guilty and that they deserve punishment, right? And so that's why whoever comes here and is born into a body suffers.
Right.
Suffering is part of being born into a body. That is part of the body experience. The Course in Miracles says, don't you think it's crazy to think of life as being born in pain, through pain, and your growth is attended through pain and suffering, and then you die
in pain
and usually broke, and then your body is put in. He goes, don't you think that that is insane to think of, that that's life? That, life is, you're born in pain, your growth is attended by pain and suffering, and then you die and are no more.
It's not a
That
coincidence.
is not life, but that's what we call life here. That's what life is here. Here, life is suffering, and life is bound by the body and suffering, and then you die. And the Course in Miracles is saying that's not reality, and that's not an accident. So if somebody's having this experience, it's not an accident. That is not that is not the natural way of life. That's not natural. That's not life. Because why do we call life something where you're born in suffering and then you die? Right? But we're like, oh, that's life. That's life. Life is suffering. Life is death. No, no, life is not suffering. Life is not death. And whoever is experiencing this dream called life is death and life is suffering, they chose that. It's not an accident.
Because
No,
they believe
God
that.
didn't put us here. This idea of life is suffering and then do you die, that wasn't God's idea. God didn't put us here. God didn't put us in a body. That's what A Course in Miracles says, which means whoever's here in a body experiencing this, they chose that.
Through a belief.
Right.
That they deserve punishment.
Yeah.
And so through that belief, we came to a world that will give that says, oh, you believe that? Well, we'll manifest that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because again, we're powerful manifestors,
creators,
by what we believe.
Creators.
And if we believe that we've offended God,
Mm-hmm.
because when we heard that God held back some knowledge from us, we judged God Almighty. We judged God as, well, that's not cool. God held back some knowledge from me, and I'm going to have to do something like eat of this fruit or do something to have
to get it back,
the knowledge that God has,
to get it back,
and and all of a sudden a world now was created of punishment because we think we judged God, and now because we did that, we deserve punishment. And the world is a facilitator of our wish.
It's a mirror
it's a mirror of our belief. And so then we came into the world, and while you were talking, I kept hearing this word that we often use when we get mad and we believe something. I want you to validate me. And that's what we've done with the world. I want you to validate me. Validate that I deserve pain, suffering, punishment, and death, and separation from others, from one another. Death will do that ultimately. But I want you to validate me. And the world says, okay,
sure,
God-like being, I will validate as you believe. And all of a sudden, what we believe is manifested and validated, even though it's not true. Even though it's not true that we deserve punishment. But we seem, several places in this reading, they seem, right there,
that's
word,
us.
They seem to keep it secret from you.
Oh, right. The
word
universe.
seem is used a lot. Well, it seems that you're being punished. In reality, you never are being punished. But it seems like we're being punished because we believe it. And it's awesome that we have the power. I'll let you pick back up on 4 so we can finish. That we have the power to finish up this, what we've done, because we can be a part of undoing it.
That's right.
I did this to myself.
And it is this I would undo.
Here you go, Spirit.
Yes, exactly. And
then the world will look different.
The world will look differently to you.
When I recognize that I did this, the staircase didn't do this to me. My employer at work didn't do this to me.
Yes, right.
That person I'm in a relationship didn't do this to me. My bank account didn't do this to me. The IRS didn't do this to me.
The government didn't do this to me.
Do this to me. My neighbor didn't do this to me. I did this to myself. And when I recognize that, then I'm not a victim anymore, am I?
Right.
To anything.
And now you're not looking at the world through angry, bitter eyes.
Yeah. Mad at something outside of myself. If anybody to be mad, I should be mad at me.
Right.
But me, I somehow give myself mercy.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Right, exactly. Right. So when you realize you've done it to yourself, now you're not going to be holding a grievance with others.
Right.
Which means you're going to be stopping the doom loop.
Right.
Right. Okay. The grievance keeps the doom loop going. Right. The grievances keep the suffering going, the seemingly bad accidents from happening to you. So how differently will you see the world when this is recognized that you are doing this to yourself? When you forgive the world your guilt, then you will be free of your guilt, which means your suffering. When you forgive the world your suffering, then you will be free of your suffering. The world's innocence does not demand your guilt, nor does your guiltlessness rest on the world's sins. This is obvious. This is the obvious. This is a secret you have kept from no one but yourself. And it is this that has maintained you separate from the world. Okay? Your belief that the world's guilt is how you maintain your innocence, your belief that only as you project the guilt out for what happened to you, for your suffering, only then are you innocent. That is a secret kept from no one but yourself. This idea that when you forgive the world your suffering, you will be free of your suffering. This is the secret that is kept from no one but yourself. And it is this that has maintained you separate from the world and kept you separate from the world. Now, all you need do is only learn that both you and the world are innocent or guilty. The one thing that is impossible is that you be unlike the world. That they both be true. That is the only secret yet to learn, that you and the world are either both guilty or both innocent, and it will be no secret you are healed.
You're both innocent, even when the error happened, because it came from something that you did, but you did it because you were taught in error.
Yes.
And so you're innocent. And the situation or the person is innocent. It was made out of error. So that's why it's all innocent.
You're innocent and the world is innocent.
All that's happening wrong and all the upsets are being made out of error. It's all being created and manifest out of and what's the error? Of wrong understanding, a wrong belief of God's mad at me. God wants the punishment. I deserve to be in hell. I was born bad. I am bad. I'm always bad. I'm naturally bad. That's the error.
And the belief that the world is doing the suffering to you.
Yeah. And it is seemingly doing the suffering, but it's coming from that error.
Right,
from
exactly.
That error of belief system.
Right, exactly. The error is, I believe I'm guilty and deserve punishment. That's the secret unconscious. That's what I'm unconscious about. It's the secret I'm keeping from myself, is I believe I'm guilty and deserve punishment, and I'm attracting it. I'm asking for it. That's the secret, but I'm blaming it on the world, and I'm saying it's the world that's guilty and doing this to me.
Perfectly explained, Diane. I was tempted to get the word, I was tempted to hold someone in mind that angry guilt and grievances, you know how that goes. And Holy Spirit seemed to say, it's in your best interest to hold them in innocence. And my mind replied, oh, really? Oh, really, Holy Spirit?
Really?
Yep.
And then Diana says, love how I've read this material so many times and have been a Course in Miracles student for almost a decade now. And my mind still says, really? To that. Talk about course amnesia.
Right.
Exactly. All right. So there you go. You've heard the secret of the escape from suffering. No matter what form of suffering you have been experiencing, this is the secret of escape from suffering, all to be given you. This is it. The secret of salvation. What is salvation? The escape from suffering, the deliverance from suffering, the escape from pain in all forms.
And what a 2026 to have when we have the remedy, because the secret has been broken open. It's not a secret anymore.
Yep.
To what the cause of all suffering is.
Yes, that's right.
So let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it in 2026. All right, you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for being here for our spontaneous New Year's class. Thanks for joining, and thanks for your support. And may it truly be a new year for you.
All right.
Love you guys.